Hey, today I'm with Dawn and Londa, who are thinking about making a move over here to the Boise, Idaho area from another state, and it's not the state you're thinking. So we're going to talk to them a little bit about their process and kind of like your decision making, because they haven't officially made the move here, but I'm holding them hostage here, making a video. No, they graciously agreed to come in and just talked about their process in their decision making and if Idaho's going to be a right fit for them or not. So welcome. So we've been kind of helping you guys as you come out. This isn't your first time to Idaho, but talk to us about where you're from and how Idaho got on the map for you guys.
We wanted to take a vacation. We haven't taken one in forever, so we pulled together some vacation days, and we had a week vacation. So I said, okay, we can go wherever you want to go, because he had some places that he wanted to show me. And I said, but we have to spend 3 days in the Boise area.
Okay.
Because I'd been watching videos.
Okay.
And I was starting to get an idea that
so
it
were
might
you
be
guys
something I wanted to do.
Thinking, was moving even on your radar when you were talking about this vacation?
For this one, and she kind of tricked me into it. So
I tricked you into going all that way.
She's wanted to get out of Oregon for quite a while, and slowly and surely I had wanted to too, but this was supposed to be just a vacation trip. So unbeknownst to me, she had been watching Go Idaho a lot, and really enjoyed some of the things that you had walked through the whole city, different areas in Idaho, Twin Falls, you name it. So she got a real good understanding of kind of what Idaho was about, and then she got the feeling of where we should look when we come over here. But I didn't know that until we crossed the border.
Gotcha.
He liked the 80 mile per hour
Yeah,
sign and
yeah.
said, oh, now maybe this is a good thing.
Okay. Now let's tell the audience where you guys are from.
We're from Salem.
Salem, Oregon.
Salem, Oregon.
Okay. And you guys have a nice property you're at right now. I mean, you were telling me the other day, just no back neighbors. You get the nice breeze from the ocean, and you're willing to walk away from that?
It's quite a decision, because this was our quote unquote dream home. We put a lot of sweat equity into it. It was an older home that we've been working on for a couple of years. And we got over here, and our vacation plans all kind of crumbled. Different people weren't available. So we just stayed here and did all the things and saw all the places and ate all the food and the Idaho potato ice cream.
Oh, yeah.
That you and Ken showed us all about.
Yes, yes.
And so, we did all that, and then he got the bug. He's like, yeah, we should do this.
Because when you were here, you were just here to appease.
Well, both of us are born and raised in Oregon, and something that we had started seeing, and especially once COVID hit, was just, there were riots, all kinds of things going on, but that was during, of course, the political end of it. And it just got to be really ugly there, and I think that's a reason why you see a lot of people moving, out of it, is because of not so much the political issues as much as the just humanity itself, disregard for other people. And I missed all that friendliness and openness. I had been with Safeway for 36 years and as a manager, and dealt with people and things like that in management. And it kind of got lost over those last few years. And so when we came here, it was like, oh my gosh, people are looking you in the face, they're smiling, they're talking to you. And it was like the Oregon of the past. So, yeah.
Man, that's killer. And you guys don't know anyone here, do you? Or do you have...
We now do.
Only people that we've met.
Yeah, okay.
We've met.
But you haven't had any family move out this way? No. You guys are like pioneering...
Yes.
Wow. So you came, you landed, you toured. What was the discussion like going home? What were your impressions? You kind of shared that right now, but I do get a lot of people who say, gosh, I just want to talk to someone who hasn't made the move yet. And just what were their overall impressions of Idaho when they went home? And I know you just shared a little bit about it, but do you have any more to add to that, or?
I think she had done her research really well, like I said, as far as going through and looking at different YouTube. So that was a great source, and Go Idaho is a great source for that. It just made the decisions a lot easier. We viewed a lot of different places that you had talked about online, and in so doing, we made friends with a lot of people, which is really interesting. So, like I said, I mean, it's just like night and day coming over here. So.
And you, Londa, were pretty sold on it right away. I mean, you were kind of doing your research, and you were just like, this is, I think, going to be our new home. So was there anything that just solidified that for you when you came here?
I think just being here and seeing what it really is like and how friendly people are. And like I said, we're Facebook friends with some people. We had dinner with one of them the other night when she got off work.
Cool.
She came and sat at our table, and they invited us to their Halloween party, which obviously we had to go back and work. So this year maybe we'll go. But yeah, it kind of solidified it. Then there was a little, for me, because I'm kind of emotional, ADD kind of person. And so I'm like super excited. Let's do this. And then you hit that little realization like, wow, we're making a big change. Are we doing the right thing? Yes, we're doing the right thing. Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. That kind of thing where your emotions, because you're leaving everything you've ever known.
Right.
But we do like the fact that it is a lot like the Oregon of like the 70s. People are, like he said, people's heads are held high. They smile at you. They wave. And so it's much more what we originally were familiar with. And it's just changed so much.
So people weren't rude to you guys, that you're from out of state, thinking about coming to Idaho? Because
about 50% of the people that we've talked to are transplants themselves.
That's true.
And they're even from another state, even less popular than Oregon.
Yeah.
But and they've all said it's just been welcoming, and even, you hear all the questions and the comments about that state and people's fears of, how they're going to be received. But Idahoans are a lot more welcoming than people think they are, and I'm sure there are some that, 97, 99% are just great people.
Yeah, I agree.
Regardless of their political. And that's the thing. Here, it's not this huge divide. And, we've did notice one incident recently, but it's being taken care of. Yep. So Dawn, I mean, you're a musician. You have a nonprofit.
What's been the discussion like when have you told a lot of people that you guys are really thinking about making a move? Do they think you're nuts? Is this on the down low right? Am I breaking news right now?
Yeah, you're kind of breaking news.
A little bit.
I really didn't start letting people know until yesterday. But yeah, the nonprofit, probably move it over here and stuff. It's a great nonprofit. It gives back to kids that can't afford instruments, or even adults and stuff. So yeah, they're not cheap instruments, because if you get a child a cheap instrument, they're more likely not to play it. So yeah, just a good quality instrument.
So what's been the biggest hurdle for you guys what's just been the biggest hurdle for you guys to get over here, do you think?
Well, like she said, we were our forever home in Salem, Oregon. Still doing some work as far as things that so it's kind of torn apart in certain places. So before we sell there, I got to put all this stuff back. So it's like the time clock is, running.
It's ticking.
Yeah, it's ticking. So
I already have a job.
Yeah.
I've had a job for about 2 weeks.
Yeah, and that's what's unique with your situation and a lot of people is you got to find jobs here. I mean, I think before everyone was able to work remotely, and so that but you guys aren't able to work remotely. You have to be at a job. So yeah, has that been hard to nail down, or has this all been happening really fast?
Really fast.
It has, okay.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago, it was right after Christmas, one of our reps came through, and I kind of secretly on the side shared with him that we wanted to move over here. And he has a connection for us over here. Okay. So he connected me with the owner, and there's two owners. I talked to the one for probably 45 minutes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you have a home here. Just get here when you can. We'll take care of you when you know." Wow. And then when we came out the other day, I went to, there's two stores, so I went and met both of them, and they're like, "Yeah, just get here." And so that was really, for me, very simple. His is a little more different. You know, he's got to make some more connections, and there has to be openings.
Right.
And my company that I'm going to be working for is highly in need.
Okay. So man, that's a challenge because you're ready to go, and we gotta find something for you.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about it. I don't think I've ever sweat that after the training and stuff that Safeway used to give us pre Albertsons was very, very high quality. I just know that that's in demand no matter where you go. So I'm not worried about it. Just, wanting to make sure I get the best fit.
Of course.
And that there's an opening.
So when you guys visited, it was a different season. So talk to us about your experience when you came over the first time and now this time, because we're filming this in January.
Sure.
So we are in winter. So how's that seasonality change been for you guys?
Oregon, it's a little more, you kind of have the cold, damp, and wind. So to me, that's I didn't realize that it would be more bone chilling than being out here, to where yours is more of a, you still have the humidity, but it's a little different, dry type humidity. So not too bad. And of course, I'm all bundled up here, but I think I overdressed for Idaho. But yeah, I think the experience we're further along this time, of course, because we've been out looking at homes. Found a few good homes, I think, so far. Probably go out and look today, but that's the difference. Last time it was just kind of feeling everything out. This time, yeah, I think we're pretty sure.
Nice.
Yeah, summer was great. It was, everybody's been having higher temperatures than in previous years. So it was pretty warm when we were here. We were here, what was it, September, I think? Just after summer. Yeah. And it was still 100, and it gets that way over there. But again, like you said, the humidity, the dry is a little easier to take. Because we're on the west side of the state. So, you know, where you're from, it probably wasn't as drastic of a change. But for us, it's a little bit more. A lot more rain over on the west side. And then, like he said, over here, but we haven't been here. It's been pretty warm since we've been here. It's only got it even got up, I think, into the low 40s since we've been here, maybe. High 30s at least. And we know it gets colder. So, but I did have to give you a hard time when you were telling me how cold it was.
I know, I showed up in a big puffy jacket.
Your puffy jacket, tell me how cold it was, and I didn't even have a jacket on.
I'm soft now.
It's pretty yeah.
Okay, Oregon's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Compare and contrast. I mean, obviously, we know the Pacific Northwest is stunning. How's that been for you guys? Not having as many trees or the mountain, Well,
for us, it's a little different because, again, we're on the west side. We coming from Bend, it would have been much less different. But it is a little different. It's very flat and not as many trees. But, which is kind of funny because Boise is the city of trees.
I know.
But I guess coming from the prairie, they would have thought that was a lot of trees. But, like we talked, there, some of the older homes are more established. Yeah. There are trees, so it's not like, a vast wasteland over here. And I have some walking issues, so flat doesn't bother me because I can walk on flat ground better than hills.
Okay.
I miss hiking the hills and skiing and stuff, but that's what happens. But so yeah, it is a little different, but everywhere is beautiful to me. And I was in the military for a short while, not very long, but I've traveled a little teeny bit. And so I've been in different places, and you just adapt because beauty is beauty. we're blessed with mountains and trees, and so is North Idaho, but deserts and high deserts and prairies, they all have their beauty, and it's all you make it your home, because home is really about the people, and that's why we're moving to Idaho, because it really is about the people.
Yeah.
And about being able to get out and do things and feel good about where you're at.
Salem in itself has, in most places in the Pacific Northwest, within the city zone, whatever. So like Salem, where we're at is South Salem, and the elevation that you go from down below in the center of the city, we're at like 500 feet. You go into West Salem, so you got all these rolling hills, and it's nice. So I'll probably miss that more than her, because I do like where we were living, because you're an hour from the coast, you're an hour to the mountains, you're an hour to Portland, you're an hour to Eugene, so you were kind of, you could do a lot, but hey, I'm open. I want to see what we can do here. So.
Yeah, definitely. As you guys have been out and about doing your own thing, going to dinner, checking out the Alberts, like, how has been the interaction and, with the service and the industry in that regard? And have you noticed any big differences in gas or grocery prices or menu prices as you've kind of been out and about touring?
I think gas was probably the one thing that we noticed, that it's probably 20 cents more a gallon here. So other than that, some of the other prices, not so much. Of course, we don't have to pay sales tax, so that's different. But as far as the service and the community, everybody, like I said, again, is so open and friendly, and it's just, it's like, wow, where was this place before? And just like yesterday, saw several different businesses. PetSmart's where I'm at now. Went to several of the stores, and a lot of them were from over in the Pacific Northwest, and then came out here. Our person in Albertsons that was our server was from Portland. And so he'd only been here 2 years, but he's already got a house. He's getting established. So.
How's it been driving around with the traffic? Have you, what
is
there?
It's different.
Yeah.
So one thing, it's really easy to find your way around. Once you know where the main roads in which direction they go, like Ustick and Eagle and those, you kind of have a feel of where you are. I mean, we still use navigation a little bit, but we've taken some little ventures and went, okay, I think it's over there, let's go, so we're getting better at it. But we also spent a week just driving everywhere, and so that helped. But some of the towns over there, it's not laid out as a grid as much. So that grid really helps a lot. So that's going to be nice for us, because, we're going to go straight to work and have to go, just jump right in and be here, So that, I think that'll help a lot. We haven't, when we were here in the summer, we were down in Napa and headed back this way. And we're like, oh man, I'm glad we're going that way.
Oh, really?
Because it was, it was really backed up headed into Nampa, because it was late afternoon and everyone's headed to Nampa, and we were headed to Meridian. So we got really lucky there. So I think for us, it's just going to be a matter of finding the flow and what time. And then we work kind of different hours than the typical 9 to 5. And so I think we might be able to, head out a little earlier, come back a little later, that sort of thing. So, but we're not, traffic in Oregon can get crazy. It's very similar to here. It's not like, Southern California, stop and go, 3 hours to go, 2 miles kind of thing. But, we have noticed that there are some places that can take a little longer. And some of the intersections, I think that was the lights, waiting for the lights, going, is it ever going to be our turn?
Yeah.
And I think Ken mentioned in one of your videos about people turning right and how they just turn right. And you said you hadn't noticed it.
Yeah.
Well, I remembered that when we pulled up and the light was a solid red and 3 cars turned left.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. I was like, okay, take note. At intersection, look all 4 directions before you move. Delay, don't jump start that green light because, so that was a little different because literally 3 cars turned left.
That's nuts.
In 2 lanes.
Same for you, Don?
It reminds me of probably once you get closer to Eugene or even into Portland area. And again, I've driven different places. It's not as bad as California, so
you get used to it.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
It's not a big thing.
Yeah. No.
I've been spoiled. We purposely bought our house near my job, and so I had a 4-minute commute.
That is
and
nice.
could take a little back road and not have to take the main road.
That's awesome.
So that's
awesome.
Not going to happen here.
Yeah. All right, time for some selfish plugging here. What's it been like working with the Go Idaho team? Because when you guys first came, I was double booked and we couldn't work together. So talk to us and the audience about the truth about working with us and how it's been so far.
Okay, so the real truth?
Yeah,
the truth you paid us for. No, we've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm glad that the timing worked out this time because, you took us around yesterday and spent, a good portion of the entire day with us, showing us houses, and we're not even technically ready, but at least it gives us an idea and a hope that maybe we, can figure something out sooner than later. It's just, and I mean, come on. The vibe is good.
Yeah, so you guys first came and you worked with Leo, right? Leo showed you around. That was great. As far as, I think that's what you just said is kind of our core belief system is here at the team is you might not be making the move to Idaho. We get that. Some people might not, but you still have to do the research. You have to be able to leave home knowing okay, maybe there is potential for you to then pursue other things. So yeah, we love working with people that come over and just want to check things out to see if it's a good fit. So I'm glad that worked out.
Yeah.
And
and I think that's what happened the first time is you guys, we weren't looking at houses. There wasn't pressure there. It was like, hey, check these different places out in Idaho. So kind of get, go from one end to the other and check out. And so that's kind of what we did. We just drove around. We went to the Raptor, the bird place. I think that's down south.
Yeah.
And so then we were able to look at all the different homes in those areas, kind of driving through and looking. So we were always going somewhere that you guys had suggested to go for an activity, and then we just kind of looked at the area when we went there. So that was awesome because that's basically what we were here for to begin with, except for this one. So.
Conniving little woman.
Well, awesome, guys. Well, I think you guys really told a good story, and with your experience that hopefully will help other people who are watching this kind of, be able to have an honest conversation with their spouse or partner and just be like, okay, maybe we should do what Don and Londa did and just go and check it out. So we really appreciate that. So
my biggest recommendation would be watch lots of YouTube videos. Especially Go Idaho. There are a few other good ones, but they won't be mentioned.
And
but
they don't have the vibe. Right?
They don't have the vibe. But yeah, I'm thankful that we didn't decide to move when everybody else was moving because I feel like some people probably made decisions that they might be regretting because they weren't able to take the time that we did. Watch the videos, compare the videos to the reality, spend time here getting to know the area before they make that decision to just jump.
Yeah.
Because it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I, you know, bless them, you know, they had to make a change and or felt they needed to. A lot of people, you know, but I just feel like I'm really thankful that we were able to go at a little slower pace and be able to come at 2 different seasons. A lot of people can only come either summer or winter, and we were able to do kind of winter, not very wintry. But I've watched a lot of the videos where everybody's bundled up and, you know, you can't see their face because they're wearing a scarf around it, you know, that kind of stuff, you know. But, you know, knowing what you're getting into, I think is the most important thing if you're really going to make it home and make a decision that's going to make you happy and satisfied. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. All right. If you guys are looking at making a jump here to Idaho, we definitely want to connect. So don't hesitate to reach out to us. Shoot us a text, send us an email, message us on YouTube, whatever it takes to connect. And we're more than happy to show you around. And I think now we should go look at some houses.
Yeah,
that sounds good to me.
All right.